welcome to the brand new episode of Coffee in a Boardroom at CEPTES. I am your host Shani, and today we are back again with another episode. So today's topic is Salesforce test automation. As we all know that Salesforce is an incredibly powerful platform and it is highly customizable and flexible. And every organization has its own workflows, custom fields, integrations, and user journeys. So that flexibility is what makes Salesforce great, but it is also a testing nightmare. So in this episode, we will be discussing the real challenges that organizations face with Salesforce testing and what a future-ready approach will look like. So today we have our very special guests. I would like to welcome that Mr. Soumya Shashi. He is the Vice President and COE Head at Saksoft. Hi, Soumya.
Hi, Shani.
Tell us about yourself and how you are in this ecosystem and everything. Our listeners would love to know.
Sure, Shani. I've been working with Saksoft since last 13 years and started my journey in the year 2012 as a QA testing lead. And that is how we have grown while managing different accounts, client relationships, and moved into this role wherein with the current role, I'm working closely along with our architect team, the solutions team, in managing the different technology needs which comes across as part of our delivery engagements. So our core focus has been to ensure that we are able to provide delivery excellence to our existing customers, and also work in collaboration with our teams to see how we can work through the new different changing technology trends, especially around AI. Everyone is talking about AI nowadays. So we also have different solutions, enablers, frameworks that comes handy for our testing engagements.
And we have Mr. Ashwani Kumar Singh. He is the Senior Principal Architect at Saksoft.
If I talk about myself, I also have 14 years of experience with Saksoft, and I joined in 2011. And at that time, I was just automation engineer. I joined as an automation engineer, test automation engineer, but seems I was more inclined towards the technology, and that actually grabbed me my career path in such a way that I just moved towards the technological way. And currently I'm working as a senior principal architect QA, and in my roles and responsibility, if I talk about, so I am just taking care all the technical stuff, which is actually more inclined towards the QA delivery. That includes the processes related, or that includes the test automation related, or that may be somewhere we can collaborate with the dev team also, so that we can actually delivering what we are building.
Oh, right. And also joining them, we have our very own CEO, CEPTES CEO, Mr. Priya Ranjan Panigrahy. Welcome everyone. Welcome to our podcast. Actually, this is the first time we are doing a recorded podcast, and hope all of us actually in the same line, and I welcome you all in this session. So today, as we know, we will talk about Salesforce, Uniteforce, and especially our main topic is Salesforce test automation. So my first question is, as we know, Salesforce is a very dynamic and flexible platform with hundreds of new features, delivered 3 major upgrades every year. We have 3 seasonal upgrades every year. So from your perspective, I want to understand why Salesforce testing is uniquely challenging compared to the other platforms.
Sure. Thanks, Ayuni. Thanks for giving me this opportunity to answer this question. So Salesforce isn't just another SaaS tool. It's a highly customizable, metadata-driven ecosystem. And here's the kicker. So no two Salesforce orgs are alike. Every implementation is essentially its own product. So now what makes Salesforce so tricky is first the Lightning UI, which is very dynamic. What you see depends on your profile, role, region, and sometimes even the field level visibility settings also changes the dynamics. That makes the UI testing fragile and which it is very context sensitive also. Secondly, Salesforce has a massive declarative layer, which are like flows, process builders, validation rules, all of which drive business logic, but don't appear in the traditional coding scans. So if you're only testing code, so you are missing a huge part of the application behavior. Third, the tri-annual releases which Salesforce provide every year to their customers. So every few months, Salesforce pushes these new changes, and these often alter the metadata, silently introducing drift and between the sandboxes and the production environment which the customers use. And finally, many organizations run multi-org, multi-cloud setups. So like Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Experience Cloud. So all of them are tightly integrated. So while Salesforce might look like a polished platform for the businesses, but testing over it demands the rigor of enterprise grade automation with the agility to adopt the constant change. So for the discussion today, we'll focus on how we are bringing in a custom automation solution which is built around open source technology and adopts to changing AI needs. So which we are calling it as Uniteforce. So that is something we'll probably deep dive and talk more about it.
Okay, all right. That is actually quite insightful. So that brings me to my second question. That is, when teams try to scale automation on Salesforce, so what are some of the hidden costs they often run into? And more broadly, why is automation in Salesforce so much harder than traditional applications?
Okay. So basically with traditional way of test automation, so first thing, because which is actually having a very complex DOM structure, and that is actually to maintain the performance aspect of the UI layer. And for that, we definitely require a specialized way of UI test automation. And for that, there are a lot many other tools, and most of them are actually licensed. So that is the one aspect of licensing, which is huge in terms of the I can say as an upfront cost. But apart from that, there are a lot many other costs also associated. And one thing that all the tools which we are talking, those are actually only limited to the Salesforce only, but they are not taking care of the other ecosystem, the downstream integration system. So that is another cost in terms of effort or maintainability of these scripts. And the third cost, that both tools which we are going to talk about, that is actually depend another layer of cost to have another feature. If we wanted to extend it, those license tools are going to be adopted with the new cost for new features. Well, the tool which we are going to talk, those are actually can be extended by the team itself rather having any additional cost. So these are few of the hidden costs which actually teams are going to know when they are actually implemented half of the way, and then they stuck somewhere, and at that time we get that particular cost calculated.
Okay. So we have seen like many tools stop at UI testing. So what do you think, like what risks does it create when you are trying to deliver true end-to-end validation across APIs, integrations and data? What are the risks and what are the problems, what are the challenges it creates?
If we talk about the risk, the test automation tools are supposed to be part of the sandbox or a test systems. Nobody do a test in a production system. What we call it production system is sometimes we do a performance testing or different kind of testing or a large data volume testing, which cannot be replicatable into a sandbox as is. And in case of integration, as you said, like not necessarily every SaaS company provide their developer or sandbox or test systems, right? And for that you need to connect it to a production with some test account, test data, and test sort of things. So that required a proper planning and proper test data creation for to do that one. When it comes to integration, and if you do not have a sandbox at all, the system that we're integrating, that poses some risk, which has to be very well planned and with a very secure way that we need to think about that. Now, coming back to that, and another risk part is always in integration, and Salesforce is kind of a complex, but the platform has a lot of features to do that one. But when it comes to integration, it is being a little tough, because sometimes what happen, integrations are user oriented, user session oriented, and some of them are system accounts, right? Now, and this is where that kind of a tricky situation, right? That's what the Soumya was touched upon a point, like based on the user profiles, roles, the screens can change dynamically, right? There is no static screen. And that's where multiple user, because whenever you do the testing, what are the different users profile, or who are the user that you are simulating those regressions or simulating those functional test cases is more important into that one. And but at the other way, that the integrations, as we talked about, that is going to be a little bit risky, that what kind of data, what kind of system that you want to connect and do that one. But when you talk about this, the topic point of view, the testing tool point of view, it is not about UI, because no company or no enterprise going to use 5 different tools for their 5 different need, right? So, but what Uniteforce separates from other competitors here is that it has the capability to connect your existing LWC lint use cases or test cases, your Apex test classes or test cases, what you is doing now, and the combining multiple test cases, right? Your server side and your client side. Also, it has the way to how to test the flow. Now we are trying out a new feature in the Agentforce testing as well. So in those and command line test cases, also there are a way, because we write a lot of automation test script, automation, or we call RPS, using those Salesforce CLIs, and those things also we are doing some POCs in Uniteforce. So you can think about a combiningly what Salesforce provides a various sets. And these are all platform level testing, what we are talking today. Now imagine a solution level testing also. Solution level comes with a financial service cloud or any particular industry cloud which works differently on the platform, right? That is where that the templates which is coming as a kind of a starter pack with that product, which is easy for extend this on top of that. And the way that architecture is defined in the Uniteforce, that's what it separates with the other competitor tool into that one, and which takes care of a lot of the security challenges that you were talking about, Sai. Soumya and Ashwani, the question for you, as I was a wish list of a security testing, knowing that fact that enterprises are really struggling and they have no clue what's going in the backend. And Salesforce has a privacy center, which is a shield monitoring. You can capture, nobody can take out the data, what are the anomalies when they are logging in, what they are doing. And most important, who are the different players or different third-party systems or different tools. The inbound API calls are happening to Salesforce and trying to take out the data and things like that. So when we talk about this, because there is an organization looking for this, I know security testing is a separate category than a functional and regression testing. So how we are planning, the Uniteforce also going to bring something to help here to this customer. I just wanted to hear that out from you guys.
Okay. So first thing, I just will try to put some thoughts. So basically, because Uniteforce is also having the capability to track what request and response is happening in background from the client browsers. And if something which is getting pulled off or pulled down, so all those records is there, and then we are trying to create some AI analyzers which can analyze those request and response and trying to find out if any of the sensitive data which could be a potential risk, that can be highlighted upfront, so that we can actually get some sort of idea that if this is something which is going to be on the network, that definitely is a risk for the organization. And for that, we do have a few of the scanners tool which we are trying to integrate with our Uniteforce to track down, and then trying to analyze those APIs, that how it is actually behaving.
Okay. Soumya, anything?
Yeah, so as Ashwani mentioned, so Unite by default comes along with a security scanning feature. So whatever test that we perform can also go through security scans, which is in line with the OWASP guidelines. So there are different checkpoints for which the testing is to be done. So with Uniteforce, we can also enable those security scans, which is taking care of about 50% compliance in terms of the OWASP guidelines. But obviously, there are certain tests which are to be performed manually. There are certain manual checks which are to be taken care while doing a security testing. But obviously, around role-based access testing, profile and role-based access testing, this can also be included as part of our functional testing efforts. And there are SQL injections, validations that takes care of the data exposure. So that also can be triggered through the functional test that we perform.
So my next question is to Soumya. So Soumya, we have been hearing a lot about AI lately, so especially in test automation. So from your perspective, I would like to know that how can AI in and natural language can make testing more accessible, not from the not just for QA engineers but for business users as well.
Sure. That's an excellent question and a very relevant one during these days. So before I answer that, I'll try and provide some context. What is Uniteforce and the other frameworks that is combined together to meet the quality objectives? So if we talk about Unite is a specialized extension for our test automation framework, which takes care of the web, mobile, desktop, API, and enterprise systems. So and it takes care of all the needs around low code scripting, modular testing design, and also adopts to the MCP ways of working, the CI/CD readiness, and also it has a rich reporting which is coming through observability dashboards that it is also aligned with Unite. And Uniteforce being a custom framework which is built specifically for Salesforce, which supports metadata-driven context and constantly evolving to manage the role-based needs within Salesforce. So for that, and we have also combined Uniteforce with SACverse. SACverse is another test planning automation framework which helps in user story enrichment, requirement categorization, even test case generation, impact analysis, and all that stuff. So we can possibly have another session wherein we can probably talk more about SACverse. But if we talk about SACverse and Unite coming together, so it can help with AI-driven story parsing. So instead of writing test cases from the scratch, the users just need to feed in stories, and the system generates the core test logic automatically. And while everyone is talking about natural language testing, and even the business users can also simply write a normal test in English, which could be like log in as a partner, create a code, validate discount, and then finally see the results, executable results. So without writing a single line of code, that is also achievable through the support with the MCP layer, which is built on top of Uniteforce. And also the risk-based prioritization. So the AI understands this metadata changes and recommends which area needs testing. So you're not just spending time testing everything. You're just focusing on the area which matters most. So that is the risk-based prioritization, which this entire ecosystem does. And the observability dashboards, which is tweaked based on the roles, whosoever is asking questions, probably they can get their respective answers. So even product owners can track test coverage risk without logging into a dev tool. So it's not just about faster testing, it's about inclusive testing and with AI. We have managed to make this a shared responsibility across QA, product, and the business teams.
So, as we are talking a lot about, AI and testing, Salesforce, complication, challenges, everything. So, I want to ask you what excites you most about how AI-driven, metadata-aware automation could shape Salesforce quality over the next few years?
Major focus right now with this AI trend is to democratizing the testing. That is not for a specialized person only, but AI is actually bridging the gap of non-technical user who is not just QA and the technical aspect of that particular system. And that one system which we are talking is Salesforce. And Salesforce itself is a quite complex thing. And even with currently available open source tools, this is bit difficult. But with the adoption of AI, that is actually going to be very much helpful. And as we all know, AI is keep grooming day by day. Lot many things coming day by day. And I am feeling that down the line, Salesforce testing is actually going towards the agentic way of testing rather having the technical aspect of testing. So that is one thing which I'm feeling. And over there, we are also, as Priya mentioned, that we are also doing lot many POCs and lot many scenarios. We are trying to club and accommodate all those different way of working into the Uniteforce and Saksoft, so that we can have that seamless integrations and adopting the new tech what is coming into the market. And apart from that, there are a lot many other things also Uniteforce comes with, which is actually the current market trend, that maybe other tools is not directly get integrated with left shift approach, but Uniteforce and Saksoft is actually enabling you to adopt the testing as a left shift, because QA should be starting at the very early stage when we are actually discussing the concept of application, rather we are involving the QA at the last. So that will make you changes very cumbersome at the last. So for that, Saksoft and Uniteforce combination is actually putting all the QA activity into the left. And also from test automation point of view, if I talk about, so the first expectation is the stability and get the feedback early. And for that, definitely we require a CI/CD integration, which definitely is a critical part which required in any of the test automation tool. And Uniteforce have that capability very seamless.
All right. So we have almost at the end of our session. So my final question is, as we all know that Salesforce is keeps evolving, and that is very rapidly. And so that I want to ask, like, beyond AI, what are the innovations or trends do you see shaping the future of test automation in this ecosystem?
With my 20-25 year of experience in Salesforce itself, if I can look at certain things, initially it was very HTML based simple applications. It was so easy for any tool like Selenium, and somebody can do easy to test and write scripts, which are part of some of the scripting in my very early stage my Salesforce. Now it started with the server side scripting, then dynamic scripting, the lot of Ajax coming to the picture, and then waiting for that and doing that. Now there is a Lightning which comes after Aura framework, the Lightning framework which is working right now, and all are working with a event-based sort of things, right? A data change can happen anywhere and anywhere, and based on the subscription, the screen can change, display the data based on the profile roles and things like that. Now, when Agentforce came into the picture, Salesforce has its own testing center because Agentforce are more trusted. It has to be more trustworthy agents because it can connect to your any data source and going to do that one. So Salesforce did not rely on any partners, rather created their own test centers or like a test labs where you can test your agents. The question is that enough? Is that enough? Or is that enough for actual customers, those who are going to the agentic framework or agentic transformation? Not necessarily everybody use Agentforce. There are some custom agents also into the picture. Some of them are building some native based agents also. How that has to be tested out. No doubt about it, that is the one of the priority. Number two, more into a testing into a screen or a UI or a DOM related stuff like that. Where I do see that it is going to be more on a use case and workflow wise. Now Salesforce has a flow, which flow as a screen, which is a head, I would say, or it could be a headless also, right? Which backend it works everything. To testing that, to providing a right set of data, and to understand the flow itself a massive part, right? There is no such tool available which can understand your metadata of flow, right? What screen after what screen and what things happening there, what is querying, what is getting. Metadata gives a lot of facility over there. And then the second part is like, and how you are going to create. Let's say I build a workflow, a business workflow, right? Let's say for KYC completion. Can the flow can be an input to a test software, like let's say Uniteforce in this case? Can it create a multiple positive, negative scenarios of creating that flow rather having a recording and doing that one? Because I have the definition, I have the metadata, each of the steps, what is happening, I do have. Wherever the decision, if the in the happy path where it goes, in the negative path where it goes, what is my failure handling, things like that, I can get it. The third and most important part, what I would like to see, I would like to see see in our product and for the entire ecosystem is a Salesforce point of view. You must have heard there are many security problems have been caught right now. There are many companies who are in trouble today because of, it's not because of a Salesforce has a bug in any of the product. It is because of the best practices have never been applied by the team so-called. That means there are something called connected app. Why that you are going to get client ID secret and through that one you are connecting to the Salesforce systems. Now what happened because of what sort of scopes that we have given to a connected app, and now what kind of privacy or a restrictions or guardrails you can provide to a connect, because connected app is another way, it is a key to your CRM database, right? Now connected app only required by external system to connect it to your CRM, and most of the cases you give the God's mode or an admin access and allow anybody to everybody to access APIs. Now this is the reason that a third party or a hacker or anybody who is trying, they are trying to get injected and trying to get the data. That is where that many of the companies, and today as of you know, the big companies, last 1 month or 2 months, there are more than 6 to 7 bigger customers and maybe 10, right? They have been, their security vulnerability come out. They have to shut down everything. And now as far as I know, Salesforce recently updated and mandated a connected app feature, security features inside that you cannot bypass. What is something which is the optional, given to the customer, you do whatever you want, but now they make it mandated to make it more stringent, right? You should be aware of that, who is accessing your data, which system is accessing data, how much data they are taking away and things like that. So we talk about only functional testing and regression testing, quality testing sometimes, right? But we don't talk about the security testing part of it. And entire enterprise completely depend on the privacy and the security of a system like CRM because it holds customers and relevant informations. This is where it's a tricky, and I would like to see in the future. Of course, I don't know how to figure this out. Maybe our architect Ashwani and Soumya is also here, but I'm pretty sure the team is so capable of doing something, and to come out of something into that one in a quick way. How we can do a security testing through our tool? We can provide the vulnerabilities. So what are the things which is unnecessarily exposed to, where our test script can inject and tell them, see, this is what your current configuration, this is what I'm able to do it, and this is what I figured out what you can do as per the best practices and the things like that. If that is the things that we can show it to a security team, audit team, and IT team, then probably before it's a kind of a loss to a company, which can make or break to a bigger company like this, because a data theft is the last thing that anybody can expect into that one. If you can control into that one, that could be the best thing you can do that. So I'm looking for more into agentic, the backend workflow, and the security testing is something that I'm expecting the next 3 to 6 months, maybe in 1 year time frame. Certain tools should come into the market and to save here to entire ecosystem.
All right, we are almost at the end of our discussion, but before we wrap up, I have got a set of rapid fire questions to make things a little more fun and hear your unfiltered takes. Okay, so quick answers only. So first question, UI or API? What breaks more often? First, Soumya.
UI.
And Soumya?
Obviously, UI, the Lightning DOM is definitely a heartbreaker here.
Number 2, AI will replace testers entirely. Fact or fiction?
It's a fiction.
Oh,
Fiction.
we haven't
right?
seen it happening until now. So obviously, it is a fiction. So AI will definitely amplify the work that testers do, but it will definitely not replace them.
Cannot replace. Yeah. So Salesforce seasonal releases, that spring, summer, and winter releases, that always break things, about the existing automation. That is fact or fiction?
Fiction.
For me, it's fact.
Fact, and why so?
Yeah, because as we are dealing with UI, and if that UI has not been taken care or associated with the metadata, so definitely UI test is going to be failed, because as we are advancing, Salesforce is also advancing the Lightning UI. So that is where Uniteforce comes into the picture, which is binding the UI and backend APIs.
So in short, this Uniteforce is making it as a fiction. It is no more a fact now.
Yeah, that's quite a nice answer. Yeah. So what are the bigger headaches? Test data or test scripts?
Test data.
Then I would go with test data.
So yeah.
Yeah, the test data.
Okay. And one Salesforce feature you secretly wish never existed. We'll go one by one. First, Ashwani can say.
So wait, let me understand. One Salesforce feature, what do you say?
You secretly wish never existed. That is quite a headache or something like that.
I see.
So for me, for different object, different sections, we have differently on the Salesforce UI, and that is the most difficult thing for a QA.
Okay. Then PR.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. It's a nice. You put a very good question. I'm just thinking. I would say the integration, connecting system, external system, and they have a concept called named credential or external credential. They should not exist. There should be a more secured way of doing it here, and rather I've been opening into that one. I would say that should not be exist.
Okay. And Soumya.
I mean, don't take this, but I do not have an answer.
Okay. So yeah, thank you everyone for it is a wonderful session we had, and it is quite an engaging and interactive session. So hope you guys also enjoy, and to our listeners, they have also might have enjoyed, like they get to know a lot of things about Salesforce test automation and how AI is, coming into the picture, and how Uniteforce is coming into the picture to simplify all these things together. So thank you everyone for joining. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks.
guys.
Thanks.
And that's a wrap for today's Coffee in a Boardroom. And thank you for tuning in and being a part of this journey. And we hope you find today's discussion very inspiring and thought provoking. So, as I would like to end it with, Salesforce continues to evolve at lightning speed, and quite evident from our discussions today that the old ways of testing cannot keep up, and smarter AI-driven testing approaches will play a huge role to keep the pace with innovation, that I can say. Thank you everyone for joining. Hit the subscribe button if you want more episodes like this, and see you in the next episode.